And this seemed in some ways the most straightforward. And the markets that we were looking at testing, what we already had up and running was an online donation system. And it was working fine. And people could come in, public could log onto our website, they were being asked to give monthly, and they could do that in lots of places, either credit card or direct debit, and they'd go to the site, put in their details, and do it that way. So we thought, well, we're walking down the street, we can check our emails, we can go online with our smartphones and tablets, why don't we just piggyback onto a system that's already working there? So that seemed like the most straightforward. It meant that we could potentially have all the app options as well, but it would also potentially streamline the process. So we wouldn't have to, input the data in a different way. We would just go straight onto a process that already exists and was really straightforward and working effectively, that was importing the data immediately onto our website database. And it also raised the interesting possibility of an immediate payment, because that was something that was happening on some of our online platforms. So if you can get an immediate payment, that gives you the potential straight away of having 13 payments in the first year. Yeah, if I sign up today, I make my payment, and then I make my November payment, and by the 1st of October next year, I'm making my October payment again, and so all of a sudden the potential for ROI gets increased hugely compared to a system whereby my first payment, if I processed it in a more traditional way, maybe wouldn't come out of my bank account for 6 weeks or something, or more in some cases. So this seemed like the way to go. So we took that option and we thought, okay, how can we make this work? And we decided to test it in the US. And the US was our choice because although we didn't do face-to-face in the US, the reason was some issues around the PCI compliance, some concerns with the paper-based system that our board in the US had. So they were up for it if we could show we could do it in a safe way. So we thought we'd test it here. And we did this with Public Outreach, an agency, test just under a year ago in Seattle. Brief rundown of what the test consisted of. Well, there was a live sign-up to the US Fund website, the dedicated landing page, and I love talking about technology and then seeing if it works. Here's a hot link, just to see. Yeah. Hey. So really simple. Yeah? It's a bare bones sign-up form. Nothing. This is actually the credit card option, but we could do a direct debit on it as well. It's pretty much a mirror landing page of our existing online site. I would like to have possibly made it a little bit more exciting in some ways, and taken out some of the links in other ways, but it worked. So yeah, let's try that. And we had a street team of 5 to 10 fundraisers operating in Seattle. Seattle's an interesting choice. We didn't. We chose it because Public Outreach are based there, so they had the support for the team and they had the training facilities and they'd run other campaigns there and they knew it worked. But the other interesting aspect of it is it's the US headquarters of Microsoft, or global headquarters of Microsoft, so it's a pretty techie city. So we were fairly confident that we weren't going to get people coming up to us in the street and going, "Whoa, iPads, what's that?" Which we didn't. And each phase was equipped with either an iPhone or an iPad. And this wasn't something that, as Unicef, we had envisaged using iPhones, but it was something that the agency wanted to try. And the reason they wanted to try this is because the iPhones, they had those little black, if you've ever been to the Apple shop, you see that they process all your payments with an iPhone that has a little black casing and a swipe technology. So we thought, hey, this is a way of testing, importing the data cleanly, accurately, and quickly using a swipe mechanism. And then the US Fund set up a web page to answer questions about face-to-face. It's never done that. It's never done face-to-face before. And the website it set up is similar to a website that we've got in. You know what? Yeah, it's again not particularly exciting or well designed, but basically it does what it says in the tin. It tells the public why we're doing face-to-face, how they can recognise a face-to-face fundraiser for UNICEF. So it gives the fundraisers credibility as well. And it's interesting because although we've done this in lots of different markets, basically often where we do face-to-face, we encourage the local organisation to have a page like that on their website. This is the first time that that would actually be accessible for the fundraisers and the public on the street at the point of sign-up. So in the past, we would have told people, we would have pointed them to the URL if they had any doubts about it afterwards when they went home, or maybe they'd go online to check. But this was the first time they had the option, fundraisers, if they were asked questions about the activity, could actually use their units to show that.